Okay, today we're gonna make a pirate's map out of your actual home. Okay, so this is just a basic layout of a house where there's a kitchen, and these are stairs to a basement. This is a dining room, living room, 2 bedrooms, and a bathroom. And then I'm gonna show you how to make stairs up to an upstairs area. So this is your basic drawing of your layout. You do it real light, and then to make your islands, you just kind of, you don't have to go right inside. And then here you have an island. But it has caves. Now this island, I'm going to make quite a bit bigger to have both of those. And here there's going to be an indication that it's a mountain. And upstairs then you can show that there's, you know, a forest or something for the rooms upstairs. And then downstairs you can have like one room is the forest of no return, and then the other area could be a swamp, maybe. So anyway, then you go over top of that with your pen. I'm gonna make sure that your island's real jagged, because islands are. They are just, that's the nice part, is it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just kind of squiggle. This is why it's nice to let your kids do it. And if you wanted to make your house into one giant island, you can do that. Like I said, and then each of the different rooms would be designated a certain area, you know, like swamps or caves, or they would be, I don't know, forest, maybe there's a desert area. So you do all that, and then you erase it all. Since I found my eraser. You can do this on regular paper. I'm doing it on watercolor paper because it will hold the, because we're going to stain it. And with tea and coffee. This is why you draw lightly. There's maybe a river. Waterfalls. Maybe there's a temple up there. I don't know. Could be. I drew the wrong sort of trees for a tropical. Draw some palm trees on there. Have your kids draw them. It's so much more fun. They enjoy designing their map. And then you just name the different islands. You know, Treasure Island. Cook Island is always kind of fun to do the kitchen as. Isle of Man. You can come up with all sorts of different names. Yeah, I was trying to draw a bat there, but we won't worry about it. Anyway, so you have all these islands, and you can put in yourself a little compass in one area. You can name the straits in between if you want. There's all sorts of things that you can do just to really maximize your creativity of how this all will look. And then you can color it. And I'm not going to color all of it, I'm just going to color little bits of it. Make that a bit more green. It is a swamp. There's a big lake up here. Okay, I'll be right back with the coffee. I actually got myself a bit of London cuppa, which is what I have in my teacup now, and then I got some orange and spice herbal tea, and you can just drag it across. This is fun for the kids, and it's nice to have a couple different colors to drag on because it kind of gives us a little bit different colors. But if you just have one color, that's fine. You can do this with coffee as well. You can just drag the bag across. You can also, if you want, there's actually a group of people out there that they use coffee to paint with. So you can use a paintbrush if you want to paint it on that way. Kind of gives it almost a little red of red color. Now, it's okay to let things pool. That'll kind of just want to make sure that you don't have any white paper showing anymore. Now, one thing that you can also do is once this starts to get more of a sheen, once it's it's starting to dry type of thing, what you can do is you just put a few drops on like that, and you can kind of see how it's starting to push out in those areas. It's not going to do it right now because it's still really wet, but that'll give it some aging characteristics. Stains are always good on a pirate map. Now you can also do this with your neighborhood. Designate different houses or yards as an island, but you want to make sure that your kids are old enough to cross the street on their own, or indicate that a ferryman, or I don't know, they have to pay a toll to get across the roads in between. It's just a safety precaution. I mean, your kids don't need that, then don't worry about it. Like I said, this is fun for kids to make. Now afterwards, after that is dry, I'm just going to move this out of the way. You will need to see every step. This is one I did before. Now at that time I used red food coloring, and I just kind of drop it on. These ones I did while it was still wet, and it looked cool initially, but then it kind of spread out and it doesn't look like blood drops anymore. So you want to wait until it's dry. Once it's dry, then you can do your red food coloring, and just put a little bit on a spoon and kind of drop the spoon like that, kind of jerk it, and you'll get a nice blood spatter. I mean, you can see how this looks old and caked on. This I used some white gouache, or you can use white acrylic paint. Do the same thing, kind of drop it on there, and you can call that parrot poop, you know, whatever you want to do. And then you can rip the edges to kind of make it older. You might want to rip the edges before you stain it, that way the edges are stained too. But that's another thing you can do. You can also use a lighter and burn the edges a little bit, or maybe burn a hole in the middle. But if you do that, just make sure that you are able to put the fire out. And I wouldn't let your kids do that by themselves, obviously, but those are some ways to age your map. And then you can, you know, roll it up, and it's good to do that back side too. So once it's dried, stain the back as well, because the back of your map's going to be stained too. Anyway, so you can roll this up and tie a ribbon around it. You can drop some candle wax on and use like a pretty ring and press the ring into it so it has like a little signet on there. But I mean, the map's mostly going to be open, so you might not really need to do that. So those are just some of the things that you can do to make your own pirate map of your house. And then another thing that you can do is you can just use, one second. This is called transparency paper. It's clear transparent paper. What you do is you measure out the size that you want, and you're going to need 2. So you cut out 2 of the size you want, and you want to give it a little bit of an overlap. Cut it out, you peel it, and then you stick one to the top side and one to the back side, and then it's protected. You have a nice plastic cover over it. And then you can just use a magic marker or dry erase markers to mark out, you know, X marks the spot in each of the different spots. And then you don't have to deal with erasing out your X's for when your kids decide, oh, this is where we're going this time, this is where we're going this time. So that's an idea, just to kind of keep your map clean for all the times that they're playing hide and seek, and they can hide their treasure and then go off and come back. Anyway, so that's a quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. And I hope you have fun with your kids. So have a nice day. Bye.